Hello, beautiful being. Welcome to In Her Dreams and welcome to your reading. I am so grateful that you're taking time to tune in to see what messages are flowing in from Spirit for you. You might hear the rain. It just started raining a few minutes ago. So something is being cleansed out of your energy that needs to go. I'm hearing it's gotta go. So the rain is washing something away. That's symbolic, okay? Ashe, thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Divine. You're gonna feel lighter. This is a deep energetic cleansing that's happening. And it's happening because of past choices that you've been making. You might have been feeling heavy lately, okay? This could be something that you felt at a certain time in the day, maybe sometimes when you wake up, maybe sometimes late at night. It's all about energy. And there's something that is coming in to assist you with this, okay? And it's not just magic, right? It's because you have made the right choices. And it's time for this energy to move out of the way. There's a cleansing that's happening, all right? You can always help this energy along with spiritual baths, spiritual showers, okay? Meditations, visualizations, but there's a force that's coming in to assist you with this cleansing energy, and it's very powerful. It's very powerful, and it's extremely uplifting, because even my energy, I'm feeling very light, okay? This is coming in for you. Thank you, Spirit. Now, I never start with my Oshun Oracle deck, but Mama Oshun is being very clear. She's like, start with me, okay? And you know, this is the Orisha of the rivers, so that's that cleansing energy of the water. You might be a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, or you might have that energy highly aspected in your chart. Whether you do or not, your water is extremely important at this time. The energy of your emotions, being in touch and in tune with that, and grounding your energy so that no one around you has power over your emotions. This is about your emotional stability, your emotional regulation, recognizing what you feel, honoring that, and being sovereign in your emotional state so that no one who wants to come up in your zone has power over you. They can't do that. Thank you, Mama Oshun. What's coming through for this beautiful being? What do you want them to know at this time? Oshun's cleansing rain. Beautiful being. 333 on the timer. Okay, look at this. I hope you can hear the rain. I hope you can hear it. You might want to sleep with rain sounds, okay? You might want to go outside in the rain. There's nothing crazy about that. You know, we used to do that when we were children. There's nothing wrong with doing it when we're adults. This is a very precious energy where your water energy is working with you and for you. You may have felt like there was a time in your life where people used your emotions against you. They may have told you that you were too emotional. They may have told you that you were, they may have said that you were weak because they felt that your kindness was weakness. It was never a sign of weakness. It was a sign of your strength. This is a world in which, unfortunately, in many cases, narcissism runs things, and it should not be that way. And that's only the appearance. Okay, it appears that narcissism runs things, but what we know as divine beings is that divine energy runs things, okay? And so beings who have tried to put you down and who have told you that your emotional intelligence is a weakness, they were not in tune with the strength of their emotional energy. And they were actually very envious of you, that you could feel in the way that you do. There are beings who have tried to attack you, and they have not felt anything other than anger and hatred since as far back as they can remember. That is all that they are able to feel, is envy, hatred, frustration, misery. And so when they see you tear up because something just overwhelms you with joy, or even if you cried because of sorrow, they don't even know what that feels like, because they don't feel like sorrow as in, oh, I'm so sorry that that's happening for this person, or that makes me so sad. Any kind of tears that they cry is just misery over the consequences of their own actions. There's something about a reset of your emotional energy, and what it is appreciation for your emotions, allowing yourself to process and feel things. And in that processing, you're able to have a certain level of sovereignty, where if anybody did at one time have control over you emotionally, they don't have that anymore. Okay? Thank you, Spirit. So the rain, yeah, emotional release, healing, and renewal. Yes. Okay, they're saying to go to your sacred wealth code. I'm just doing what they're telling me to, because I didn't have anything planned for this reading, but we're moving along. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, this is the Advocate, Saturn here. I align with the greater good for all. Yes. There's something about your care that you take for the people around you. And see, this is the thing. What's coming through is that there is a certain level of kindness that you give to everyone, no matter if you know them or not, no matter if you have walked on a path with them or not. You just come into a room full of people with a certain level of respect for everybody in that room, whether you know their name or not, whether you know how much money they make or not, whether you know the price of their clothing or not. You don't care about things like that. And there's someone who saw this about you. They observed you. I'm getting this energy where a person acted like they weren't paying attention to you. In fact, they might do this from time to time now to play games with you. They act like they're unbothered. Oh, but baby, they are so bothered. And I also heard they're hot and bothered. So for some of you, this could be a person who has a desire for you physically, okay? But this is a person who watched you care for other beings. They may have watched you tend to someone. You may have done an act of kindness for somebody, and you weren't doing it for clout. You weren't doing it because a camera was turned on and you were hoping that it was going to go viral. You were just doing it because you felt that in your heart. And this being watched you, and they felt that because of what came naturally from your heart, that they could turn you into their prey. Yes, 9/11 on the timer. 9/11 on the timer. And this activated a karmic lesson. Something that was destined on your path for you to experience. But you know what? This is from the Wealth Oracle. What is it called? Your Sacred Wealth Code Oracle cards, okay? So there's something about this experience where a person observed you and tried to size you up. They tried to put you in a little box. They said, oh, this divine collective, this beautiful being is so motivated from their heart space. And they started doing like this. And their wheels just started turning as to how they were going to come into your world, try to get you to trust them, try to get you to confide in them. And they wanted all of the intel that they could possibly get from you in order to try to siphon your energy. But you know what? At the end of the day, what they labeled in their mind, in their sick mind, as a weakness was actually the very thing that triggered so much envy within them. They are envious of your ability to feel. They are envious of your ability to be kind to others. And more than anything, they're envious of the fact that they know that you've been through tough situations and that you still are an advocate for the greater good for all. And even though you have boundaries, you have never tried to make someone fail. And that's the difference between you, is that you protect yourself. They attack people. Yep, they saw that. They also see that you're a leader. 1111 on the timer. There are opportunities opening up for your success. Look at all that yellow. My nails and the card. That's success. That's sun energy. What planet? Yeah, the sun. This is sun energy. Also, Mama Oshun represents the sun, the solar plexus. So there's something about your will that has moved you constantly in the right direction, even when you weren't necessarily conscious of all the things that you are now conscious of. There's something about your connection with your spirits and with who you are that guided you in the right direction. It was the divine. It was the divine. Look at that. You're always, and I saw geese today. That's so funny. Aw. You know, they're so cool because they always look out for each other. You know, you never usually see geese like just one or two. You always see them in a pack, and they protect each other, you know. Another thing I noticed about geese is that, and that's something about you, you protect other beings. 1, 2, 3, 4 on the timer. This is a part of your path. This is something that makes you an excellent leader because you truly look out for everyone. When you notice that someone is like a wolf in sheep's clothing, okay? They're presenting themselves as someone who is trying to help someone, but they're really a predator. You call that out. You call that out. And let me tell you what this being who had eyes on you and beings like them do in that case. When they feel called out, they call you toxic. When you speak the truth and that truth hurts because they might feel called out, they call you toxic. So you are divinely aligned and you look out for beautiful beings. Yes, you do. And a part of your path as being an excellent leader is calling out the fakes that are trying to misguide and mislead other beautiful beings. So just because you get called toxic, that does not mean that you're toxic. In fact, in many cases, it could be a wonderful sign. It means that you're doing exactly what you're meant to do, because the beings who really are toxic are scared. And so say, toxic, toxic, toxic. Yeah, you're doing exactly what you're supposed to do, beautiful being. Another thing that I notice about geese is that in this busy world where narcissism seems to rule, right? When geese are crossing the street, everybody stops. I've never seen anybody keep going because they are in such a rush. I mean, it's like they command respect. And that's something that you do. Even moving at your pace, you still command respect. And there's something about that where divine is saying, don't rush. Don't rush. You cross the street. You do your divine tasks in the timing that your soul determines is right for you. 1444 on the timer. Don't rush for anyone. All right? Don't rush for anyone. A person can sit with this being sun energy. A person can sit and say, It's 5:30. Come on, sun. Rise. I need to get going. I need the sunlight. It doesn't matter. They're doing that in vain. The sun rises when the sun rises. Okay? So that's a message here. Take your time. You're doing very important things. If somebody wants to rush you, then they can go somewhere else. They can go somewhere else. Take the time that you need in order to do the great things that you are here to do. Also, you've got Venus here. You're a muse. You inspire and you are inspired. You're intuitive, you're inspired, you're creative, divinely connected. That's what was coming through even with that sun card, that something so great and so powerful, it's this divine energy that was guiding you even when you didn't know exactly which way to turn. You were still divinely guided. Okay? Elephants might be significant to you. Also the fairies, okay? You're also extremely wise. This is Jupiterian energy coming through. I'm going to take that one too. Okay. I could keep pulling for days. I really like the whole deck, but we're going to go with those. All right. All right, Spirit. Thank you, Divine. What else needs to come through for this beautiful being? I love this. It's like not how I planned for this reading to go, but let's go. Let's go to the index cards. Ashe. Thank you, Spirit. What's coming through for this beautiful being? What do they need to know? Okay, 2 came out. Target, yeah. You were targeted by this individual. And the crazy thing is, like, you know, like I saw that movie Working Man. It's kind of like Taken, where there's a masculine energy who's protecting a woman, a girl. Okay, and Taken, it's his daughter. And Working Man, it's a friend of the family, or a friend of his, okay? His daughter. But it's this very protective energy where, okay, somebody took this person, and so now, yes, I'm targeting you because you came after someone who I love. Okay, great. But in this situation, this person targeted you when you were minding your business. Actually, when you were doing your divine work. Because I see that this person identified you as their prey. When you were being kind to someone, it was actually your kindness that triggered inside of them the desire to target you. They feel like old news, exactly. And you know why that is? Because in your world, this person no longer exists. Not in the way that they wish that they did. They wish that you were over in the corner somewhere just stressing and rocking back and forth. And that's what they want. They literally wanted to have control, full control over your mind. Over your mind, soul, body, everything. I'm getting that they wanted to infuse their energy with yours. They wanted to become one. There could have been an expression of like a desire to marry, or some sort of, this is for some of you, okay? This could have been somebody that you did date or marry, all right? It could be a whole ex. For some of you, it's just somebody that you met, or somebody who just kind of appeared in your world and you're like, where in the hell did you come from? Go back, please. Crawl back to the hole that you came out of, you know? But this person targeted you when you were being just your divine self, all right? That says a lot. That says a lot. They had no reason to justly target you. They had no just cause for that. They have many addictions. Yeah, and targeting divine beings is one of them. I'll tell you that. You're not the only one, love. You're not the only one. Confirmation. A bunch of incense ash dropped. There's somebody that they have caused to drop everything. I'm getting that this person, I'm getting a lot of intuitive downloads from this. There's somebody in their world that because of what they did, they lost everything. That's not you. Now, you may feel like you've lost a lot, but anything that you did lose, you chose to learn from it. You chose to become stronger because of it. Or you received something that replaced it that was better suited for you. But this person has run someone in the ground. Completely in the ground. And that's exactly what they wanted to do to you. But they were not able to. And because of that, they feel like a failure. Yeah, this person is in prison. If not physically, in spiritual prison. They are not able to do the things that they want to. Their sovereignty is a thing of the past. And see, that's the thing, is that you can always, even if you have woken up in the morning feeling heavy, you know, that came through, or even if at night you felt sort of heavy or whatever, you still are sovereign. Because the things that make us feel heavy, those are feelings. Those are things that we can move through. Those are things that we can allow to talk to us and communicate with us as to what direction we need to move in. But then we can release it. We can alchemize it, right? You can't alchemize prison bars. And also, this person, whether they're in prison or not, I get that for some of you, this person is headed there. Because a lot of the things, the illegal activity, is being discovered. Okay? The evidence is mounting against them. But this person is behind spiritual prison bars. Whatever freedom it is that their spirit, soul, and mind had at one time, they no longer have. Why? Because of their choices, they have separated themselves from their own soul. 2222 on the timer, and they would do anything to not feel like the soulless being that they have become. This person is completely soulless. They are without a soul. And you know what happens after a person separates from their soul? Next comes the mind. They do not have control over their mental energy. And I'm getting that the reason why they don't have control over their mental energy is because they handed it to multiple entities. They were willing to sell themselves out to any demonic energy that promised them a win against you and all the other divine beings that they came up against. They sold their soul to so many demons they can't even remember the names of them. You have a legion of ancestors and angelic beings and divine entities that support you. This person has sold their soul to a legion of demons. So there's nobody that can help them. And I'm getting that, wow, my God, the downloads. I'm getting that this person has contacted people within the Catholic Church, exorcists, and these priests. Any priest that actually has the spiritual sovereignty and power to help this person, they won't go near them because they know that this is their karma. They know that this is the consequence of their actions and that they are not to be touched by a single cross. That's right. And any priest, because I'm getting that this person might have been in bed with, a minister or a priest, they're in just as much trouble with as many demons as this person. So there's no way that they can help them. Ashe, Spirit. Invest in yourself. And that's what you've been doing, beautiful being. That's why you're on the up and up. In every way. Spiritually, financially, physically. You're gaining strength. Because you know, when we go through spiritual warfare, it's something else. It's something else. It does put our body, our physical body, to the test. And so that's the cleansing. Now I see why that rain came through. Ashe Mama Oshun. That's what you're being cleansed of. Is whatever spiritual warfare it is that you've been going through with this being and any other beings that have aligned with them. They're all getting it. They're all getting it from the divine. They are. Because see, at one time they thought that they were conquering you because they were working in the shadows. This was when you were still focused on helping other people and you weren't yet investing in yourself like you are now. And so they took that and they remained in the shadows, easing their way into your life energetically. And then they hit you. But that's like sucker punching somebody. That's like a surprise attack by multiple people against one being. Like the dishonor. There's no honor in that. Like if you're gonna square up with somebody and do it fair. Okay? I'm getting that they feel very, very foolish for the way that they attacked, 2626 on the timer, for the way that they attacked you, because it's being seen. It's like when they were planning their attacks against you, they didn't have somebody breaking it down and revealing and you know, tapping in and tuning in and letting them know exactly how they were being seen. But there's something about how you have handled this energy where they have seen the very energy that they sent to you, that they projected towards you, they've seen it reflected back at them. And they don't want to see it. They don't want to see themselves for who they are and for who they have chosen to be. Not themselves and not their flying monkeys. None of them want it, but they're getting it. And it's not just from you. There are other divine beings who are revealing this information to them. And you know what? It's spirit itself. These people are feeling convicted when they turn on the radio. They're feeling haunted because they're receiving messages in their dreams. The same entities that they called on to attack you are creeping into their ear at night, whispering, "It's over." As you're ascending. Okay? For them, there are nothing but endings. And for you, the only thing that's ending is this sick energy that they've been trying to project towards you. You are ascending, beautiful being. You are on a path of ascension. And it's beautiful. The tables have turned. Every bit of evil that they sent your way, they are feeling it 1,000-fold. And it's worse at night. It's worse at night. Because see, those spiritual attacks that they sent you, they were worse at night. That's exactly what they're getting. You hear that rain? That's what you're experiencing. They feel like they're drowning. Every bit of goodness that you feel, they feel the opposite, 1,000-fold. And I'm hearing that it's because they were so relentless. So that same stubbornness, that same persistence, that same rebellion that they had, when Spirit was trying to tell them, trying to warn them, do not touch my anointed. Do not touch this divine being. They are doing the divine work that they have been called to do. Don't you get in their way. But they kept going and going and going and going and going and going and going. So now that's exactly the energy that has returned to them, is where they are begging for mercy. Please, no more misery. No more misery, no more pain, no more suffering. Please, I'm so sorry. Oh, but there's a price to pay. They can be sorry all day and all night, but still there is a price to pay. Europe could be significant. You might be in Europe, you might be European, you might have European ancestry. This person might have European ancestry, okay? Something about Europe is significant. I'm getting that the type of magic that this person was tapping into originated in Europe. Okay, so take that how it resonates, okay? I mean, because Europe is very large, so that could apply to a lot of different cultures, but There's something about this person tapping into rituals that originate somewhere in Europe. They're expecting a backfire. And that's their life now. That's their life now. They're looking over their shoulder. When is it coming? When is it coming? Because I'll tell you, the sad reality is that this being and whoever has associated with them, they have created a lifestyle where they are constantly targeting and attacking divine beings who are minding their business. That's just what they do. They wake up in the morning thinking about it. If they're able to sleep at night, they go to sleep thinking about it. It's a part of their lifestyle. They may have even created some sort of business. Like, it could be something involving trafficking or doing sadistic spell work. There's something that they have done in order to create a lifestyle and to be able to support that lifestyle of doing sadistic rituals and projecting that type of energy to people. They have tried to get paid for it. And so now they expect backfires. That's why they can't live in peace. Because every waking moment, they are constantly planning someone's demise. And so now they already know. They've already felt it enough to know that it's just more to come. They are hopeful. And you know what they're hopeful for? I hate to say it, but it's what's coming through. They're hopeful for an opportunity to get back into your energy. So this is a reminder, no matter how they try to come at you, because see, you've had to be very, very aware. You've had to become very, very aware. And I'm hearing that you're built for this. So there's something about your energy where you're able to go into hermit mode and see everything that needs to be seen. I just saw 3223 on the timer, so you're able to see the reversals of things. Like when people present a certain type of energy, like this is very common. A person might do something where they try to look like they're not bothered. Oh, I'm so not bothered. I'm not thinking about you. But you know that that's just to try to get you to want to be around them more. It's like they're trying to use reverse psychology. You see that for what it is. You see all the little tricks. You see when they're coming to you with false names and false identities, but it's really them, or it's somebody associated with them. You see the traps that they lay for you. You know what that is, okay? But yes, they are hopeful that they can get in your energy, and the reason is because your energy was always the key to their success. And for whatever length of time that they were able to siphon your energy, during that time where you were still focusing on helping other people and Divine was guiding you to invest in yourself more and more so that you could gain the awareness that you need to protect your path, whatever it was that they siphoned from you, they were able to do things that they never thought they'd be able to do. But because they got it the wrong way, they lost it so quickly. And so whatever they gained, they've lost. And they've lost even more. They've lost what they gained from you and then some. And so that's why they're hopeful to try to get back into your energy and siphon more. But the thing is that this time around, you know too much. You know everything you need to know about these energies. And this was here, okay, pretty woman. There could be somebody here who's I said trafficking. There could be somebody who's involved in trafficking. There could be someone who's involved in siphoning the energy of beings based on money or sex or something like that, okay? But also what's coming through is that you are absolutely beautiful. You are absolutely stunning, whether you're male, female, non-binary, however you identify. You are stunning. And that's another reason why they want your energy. Okay, this person needs to go into AA, and that's no shade. That's no shade. You know, a lot of us have dealt with addictions or addictive behaviors, or having an addictive personality. Maybe not a full-blown addiction, but, you know, feeling very drawn to certain behaviors that are not healthy for us. A lot of us have dealt with that. But this person needs to be in AA. They need to be in some sort of program where they can learn to love themselves and put themselves above their addictive behavior, okay? A child is involved. This person could have lost access to their child or their children. A lot was on the line when they came for you. I'm getting that this person had a lot when they chose to attack you, and now they have not a damn thing. They don't even have their own sovereignty. So this person could be in debt, a lot of debt. This person could have the feds on them, okay? Yeah, they're under the watchful eye of someone. But it's someone that they're afraid of. I keep seeing that they're looking over their shoulder. They're not sovereign. Lost Boys, never invite a vampire into your home. Yep, I remember that movie. Do not allow this person or anyone associated with them to step foot into your home. And there is something very, I know that's a movie, and it's from the 80s. It's a cute movie though. You know, a lot of those movies, they be spilling tea, okay? They spill some knowledge, okay? But there's something about allowing a being who is sadistic in nature and who is a predator into your physical space, whether it's the space of your body or your home, or allowing them to, you know, have power over your mind. Like, let's say if there's a person that you work with that's sadistic like this. Whenever you are in their presence, have your guard up. Seriously, have your guard up. That's why it's very important to do things like, you know, protect your physical space. If you can have a space away from that person, do it. Minimize the amount of time that you have to spend with that person. But when you are in their presence, guard is up. Guard is up. They're not trustworthy, so don't trust them. If they're not worthy of your trust, do not trust them. Love is never the problem. It's whom we choose to love. That's right. And I was just about to say that this situation does not mean that you can't trust anyone. It means that you are now equipped with the level of consciousness that you need in order to identify someone who is not worthy of your trust. And yeah, once we become more conscious, we do realize that there are a whole lot of people that are not worthy of our trust, or who, you know, it's not about hating a person, but as far as having a love relationship with someone, oh, we do need to be selective. But it's about making those correct choices. And I'm seeing a pattern here with not allowing a vampire into your home, choosing whom you are being in a relationship with, or who you're willing to be in a relationship with. Divine is saying that that being that targeted you is not sovereign at all, but you are. You have complete and total sovereignty, and you are able to select whom you allow into your inner realm and who you don't. Oh wow. Yeah. This is a purely sadistic being. There is no one that they would not harm. Because this person, unfortunately, they harm people as a form of release and relief for themselves. It brings them pleasure to harm someone. Yeah. Yeah. And that's why you're being cleansed of that energy. If you have social media, this person is trying to figure out your next move or trying to figure out what you're doing. Don't do what you do for them. Continue to invest in yourself. Do what you do for you. If something comes through in your creative process, which with an experience this deep, I'm sure that you are, if you're a creator, you are creating things that are helping you to process this energy. Or if you channel, you are channeling some things that pertain to this situation. You are sovereign and you have every right to do that. And if this being or any other being feels called out, then they need to ask the quality of choices that they have made. If they are so worried about what somebody is saying about them, because see, I really don't care what people say about me. If I see that it's not true, I may or may not choose to defend myself, because I defend myself each and every day when I show up for myself and I invest in myself. That's how I defend myself. I love the way I live. So I don't go looking at other people's social media feeling like I need to see what they're doing. I really don't give a damn. They can post what they want to. It's on their social media. Okay? So I really don't care. Because in my mind, they're not talking about me because I know who I am. You see what I'm saying? Now, if they come onto my territory, I might take some action. Or I might just hand it over to the divine. 4141 on the timer. Either way, I'm going to be all right. And that's you as well, beautiful being. You're going to be all right. Because you make good choices. But anybody who is that worried, where they got to check your social media 50, 100 times a day, that's literally what I'm getting. That it's to that level of obsession for some of you. For some of you, it might be this person is, you know, peeping your social media once a day, which is already too much. But if they're not coming there to just enjoy what you create, but it might not be with that frequency, okay, that came through. But for someone, that is relevant. There is somebody who you have a person from your past who is checking your social media literally 50 to 100 times a day. And it's because they're mentally ill. But I mean, to cause harm to a young being, what do we call that? Okay, to intentionally harm a young being, that's a sign of mental illness. So it's not a surprise that they're doing this. But the bottom line is, you are you. You are not them. They are not you. They wish they were, but they're not, and they never will be. And so that is why they stalk. It's because they want control that they know deep inside of them, deep in their soulless being, they know that they will never have control over you, and it angers them. Let them be angry. And you keep doing you. You keep investing in yourself. You keep doing you. Where was that one? I just want to see it because I love it. Yes, keep investing in yourself. And I love that this came through because it's showing that you already have been doing this. So you're just going to keep doing it. Okay? Thank you, Spirit. They planned and plotted and still going to lose it all. Exactly. So whatever they haven't lost, that they're still holding on to, they're going to lose that too. The only hope for them would be that they would course correct, but they've already demonstrated, oh wow, ringing in my right ear, they've already demonstrated that they're not thinking about making any good choices. So they will lose it all. Every last bit. Okay, thank you, Spirit. A word of protection as we close the reading. Wow. You're beautiful. And you're psychic. You're tapped in, you're tuned in. This is confirmation that you see what you need to see. This is a Venn diagram. I used to use these when I taught in the classroom. And what's so cool is that you can see the differences between two things and you can see the similarities. Now, this is something that you are able to use in your healing work because you're able to see, like, compare and contrast things, see the differences, but also see how things are similar. And that's what these beings who have tried to attack you have wanted so badly. They wanted you all to be the same. But when they saw that they could not become you, because they were supposed to be their own individual unique self, right? But when they couldn't respect that divine fact, they tried to be you, they caused a storm. They caused a storm. But you operated and walked and marched in a state of courage. You were always courageous. Whether some days you may have been crawling, you were still courageous. You were marching, you were courageous, or you were walking or running. Whatever it was, however it was, at that particular time that you were moving. Okay? Because I know we like to run, but sometimes we got to walk. And some days crawling is the best we can do, but we still take a step. We still move. You always moved with courage. And now you are getting relief. Okay? Let me show. I love just seeing what's there. But let's go ahead and shuffle and get one as well. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, we got gratitude. There's something about this situation where a being does not want you to connect with gratitude. They want you feeling rusty and awful and Always realize and remember that you are so blessed. And it's such a blessing that you were never in a state where you felt that you needed to target someone who was just doing their divine work, just being themselves. Okay? You have a new life that's coming after a stormy time. After that storm, you got new life. Ashe. Okay? There's some sort of fire that's being lit inside of you. It's a fire of both courage and creativity. Okay? That inspires your divine feminine energy. All right? So I love that because fire is typically seen as masculine and divine feminine, that's feminine energy. So there's a balance between your divine masculine and divine feminine energies. But also there's a lot of passion and creative energy that you're going to experience, but it's going to be balanced. Okay, you're not going to push yourself to the point of exhaustion. You're going to create with passion, but you're going to rest when you need to rest. And that's that divine feminine that brings balance to that fire energy. Ashe. Thank you, Spirit, for these messages. I'm so grateful that you allow them to flow through me. And thank you, beautiful being, for taking the time to tune in. I appreciate your likes, your kind comments, your shares, your subscribes, your hypes, your donations, every bit of love that you send to this space. I am so grateful for. I love you. And I wish you peace. I wish you joy. And so many blessings. Take care.